Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a preview for Star Wars Revelations #1. This is a new book from Marvel Comics. Let's take a look at the creative teams because this is an anthology. We have multiple stories here that I feel like some of these may be kicking off some of the future of the Star Wars line. So we have, first of all, from the Star Wars book, A Trick of Mine, written by Charles Soule with art by Andrea DeVito, Rachel Rosenberg on colors. We also have A Tale from Dr. Afra's book, Tall Tales by Elisa Wong, with David Baldeón on art and J. David Ramos on colors. Jango Fett, Stolen Hope, written by Ethan Sachs, Will Sleaney on art, and Nolan Witter on colors. We also have Maze Windu, Showdown at the Ocean's Deep. This is written by Mark Bernard with art by Chris Cross and Andrew Dalhouse on colors. We have a Darth Vader story, Tool of the Empire, written by Greg Pak with art by Salvador LaRocca, Nolan Witter on colors. And last but not, we have two more stories. The High Republic, we have All the Republic by Kevin Scott with art by Marika Cresta, Chris Sotomayor on colors. And then last but not least, we have Duel of the Reprobates, a Jabba the Hutt story by Mark Guggenheim, with art by Silva Espen and Israel Silva on colors. And then all the letters done by Travis Lanham. And of course, some really cool covers we'll see at the end of the book. So I know for a fact that, first of all, Elisa Wong and Charles Soule and Greg Pak they're doing their respective series. I also believe Kevin Scott is working on the High Republic. So my assumption is that for the other three stories, that those may be like miniseries or things that are coming out from these creators. We definitely know that Mark Bernard will be doing a Maze Windu book on Marvel. That's already been announced. So yeah, in this book, From the High Republic to the Original Trilogy and Beyond, Jabba the Hutt, Darth Vader, Mace Windu, KEEVE, TRENNIS, THRAWN, and more. Introducing new characters, new twists, and new turns across all Marvel Star Wars line. This star-studded issue puts the pieces on the board for what's to come on a galaxy far, far away. Yeah. So for sure, if you have been looking for a gateway into the Star Wars books, of a line of books, this is probably a good entry point because these stories will set up everything that you kind of need to know for going forward. So let's take a look at some of the preview art. We actually have a bunch of preview art since there are multiple stories. Now, I don't know exactly everyone that's doing these stories, but we do have here, I believe the first panel is from the Star Wars story. The last panel is from Jango Fett. We also have even though I don't see Dr. Afra in the middle panel, in the middle page, that is the Elisa Wong story for Dr. Afra. And next we see the Maze Windu art, which is really interesting to see Maze Windu not wearing Jedi robes. We also have the Darth Vader storyline that we see here as well, a little preview of that. And then we get the Jabba the Hutt story and the High Republic story. Now, the High Republic story, I can definitely tell because of the art. The Jedi robes looked a little bit different in the High Republic. And then at the end, we have Jabba the Hutt. So very cool that Marvel and Star Wars are giving us preview art for all the stories. That's not normally the case in an anthology, but I think it's really important for readers to understand what they're getting into. So the way we get to see, so this is probably an oversized book. I would venture maybe about 80 pages or so, maybe even larger, maybe 96 pages, something like that. So this is definitely gonna be quite a price tag, although it is only $6.99, so maybe it's only about 8-page stories, and then since we have 8, that's around 64 pages. That makes more sense. So if you have read this book, let me know which story stood out the most. We'll probably do smaller videos on each of the stories once I get to read them. I specifically want to talk about the Maze Windu one. Big fan of Mark Bernard, and I'm really interested in that book coming into the Marvel Universe, or the Star Wars Universe, I guess. And also the Jango Fett. Big fan of Jango Fett. So if you have read this book, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps. Make sure to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. And as always, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.